What's up, everybody? It's James The Juggernaut with Prota-C, my co-host, and the man, the myth, the legend, West LA's finest, YeloHill, on the Northwest Jukebox Podcast. What's cracking?
Was good with it, bro. Thank y'all for having me, man. It's a blessing to be able to chop it up with two smart individuals, man. Let's get it.
Absolutely. Hey, man, my first question is, who is YeloHill? And I don't mean the artist, I mean the man.
Man, bro. I'm a young black Mexican kid outside of West LA, bro. You know, my upbringing was just like pretty much everybody else's that came from the struggle through trials and tribulations. But to diversify that and to just, signal me out from all of that shit, man. I'm just first and foremost a man of God, man about my family, and everything else is secondary after that, bro.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in West LA.
Yeah, but more specifically, like,
yeah. Washington and Marvin area, like Washington, Fairfax. Yeah, right there around that whole area, man. I mean, we Mid-City, World on Wheels skating rink, Fairfax, all the way down to the Grove, right back up to the Mid-City Heights, South Central. I lived in off 30th and Crenshaw for a while. Man, just an all around LA nigga, man.
And so, did you live in California your whole life?
Yeah, for sure. When I was younger, when I was a kid, though, my mom, I was born. You can basically say I was maybe born in Brooklyn, New York, but it was like they had me out there, and then boom, we went straight to LA. Nigga, it wasn't no like, oh, I got to have a chopped cheese and I got to hang out on. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm a tacos asada type of nigga. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, LA for sure.
All right, for sure. So like basically like on some Tupac shit, like you was born in New York, but you was raised in Cali type of thing. Like
he was more so born in New York and brought up out there. I can't even say I was like born out there. Like it was like more so like, oh shit, we whoopty whoop, and then like right immediately I went straight to LA. So it's like I had no recollection of the Empire, not the Empire, but the Statue of Liberty or nothing, nigga.
So growing up in LA, what was that like?
I mean, in what aspects you mean, like just in general?
Yeah, just in general, like not just even being black and Mexican or like just like as a kid, right? Like before, like all that really got introduced with your past and how you grew up. Like, what was it like just being whoever YeloHill is behind YeloHill at 10, 11, 12 years old? What was Los Angeles like?
I would say in the beginning, my childhood was just like everybody else's. I played basketball in some of the leagues. I played soccer in some of the leagues out in Pan Pacific Park. That's a park in West LA. It was cool. But I mean, through that there was trials and tribulations, right? So like playing sports and playing video games, you go right outside, and then you got the streets that are wide open. The streets is right there. So like, I was attracted to the streets at a very, very early age and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was dangerous, but at the same time, it was super fun. And I wouldn't trade it for anything else, man. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful.
Yeah. So when you seen that lifestyle,
yeah.
Like what age did it start like attracting to you?
Probably like 12 or 13.
Like, were you enticed or were you kind of scared at the same time?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I didn't really see what was there to be afraid of at that age. It was more so like I was just attracted to the lifestyle, like the homies would be hanging out. You got the Lolos out, but then you got niggas getting money and shit like down the street, and you had like a select circle of people that was really hanging out with each other and just making money, bro. And then all the bitches loved the gangbangers and the pimps and the hustlers and shit. Like, so I was like, I looked up to that, and then I wanted to go further into the acting, but it got too expensive. So the only other thing that was really there was just the streets.
Well, hang on. I don't know if have you talked about the acting part, because it was in your bio. Like when we first met, bro, and started messing around with each other. I know you were pursuing that when you came out to Washington and did those shows with me. Like, so was that something that you were pursuing like as a kid then, as a teenager?
I was a kid. So my mom had me in a couple things, like she had me in like background roles, and I got little speaking roles on That's So Raven. Like, so if you remember the early 2000s, there was
Yeah.
That's So Raven, Malcolm in the Middle, Phil of the Future, all of that shit. I was on all of that, right? Oh, Desperate Housewives, I did that shit too. So I had minor roles in all of that, right? And it was dope. And if I could have kept going with that, I would have kept going with that. But it wasn't really like, oh, I was like a movie kid, right? Where it's like, oh, you
You
get to
weren't a Max Keeble. Like you weren't like, yeah,
Nah, I
yeah.
wasn't Corey in the House. I wasn't Taj Mari.
Yeah.
If I was that, I wouldn't even be, nigga, I wouldn't even be doing none of this shit. I wouldn't even probably be rapping. I wouldn't have a story to tell because it'd be like, nigga, it was all studios and shit. So
Yeah.
I almost got teased in that lifestyle to a certain degree where I was like, oh, fuck, seeing all the, all these girls and you know what I'm saying? Inside these studios, craft service, you got your own teacher, massage chairs and shit. Niggas is eating waffles in the morning while the students at my school, they're eating
Yeah.
like gross lunches and having to sit through who Christopher Columbus and Ferdinand Magellan is. I'm up there with all the stars, nigga, with Frankie Muniz and seeing Taquan Richmond and That's So Raven and Raven Simone. I'm up there with them. But
Yeah.
then it got stripped away from me because there was no consistency and it cost too much to stay sagging union. So that got killed off very soon, like quick. I only did like 6-7 months of real acting, but I went on a cold run and then I was over. You know what I'm saying?
So it cost to be an actor? Like you had to pay dues?
You got to pay for sagging union cards, and this shit got way too expensive, bro. Way
How
too
much?
expensive.
So can you disclaim how much you were getting paid then just doing background roles?
It wasn't a lot. It was like dude, it wasn't even that much money to begin with. I mean, you may get 300 for a couple days or something, and then there'll be other times where you would get like 1,000 in a week or something. And it kept adding up, but it wasn't anything crazy or anything like that where I was like, it was life-changing money. It was just more so like, oh, let me help mom with the bills. She buy me clothes with it,
Yeah.
save it. It wasn't like save worthy, if that makes sense. You feel me? It wasn't like
Sure.
you could save with that,
So,
Sure.
how was it growing up mixed in LA? For myself, I got my own stories. My dad wasn't accepted by my black side necessarily. So how was it? It's different now, but how was it for you growing up in LA mixed?
All right.
Contrary to popular belief, that shit it wasn't really like hard for a nigga. Cause
Yeah.
like the Mexicans and the blacks in my hood and where I'm from and my schools that I was attending, we was like that. So we was always intertwined, you know what I'm saying? We was always locked in. Like I had homies that was black, I had black Mexican homies, and we was both, interracially intertwined. And it was cool. I mean, you had your little moments where I would get into it with a nigga, or I would get into it with a Mexican dude, or whatever, just off personal shit. But I was always accepted equally with both. I would go down
Yeah.
to the first floor, and the first floor of my high school had all the sureños, and I would go down there, and nigga, I'd chill with them sometimes and just eat. I wouldn't be functioning with them like that, but I'll chill with them and eat, and we'll be laughing and talking and cracking hoes together, whatever. Then I would go
Yeah.
upstairs to the second floor, and the second floor had like the Crips and the Bloods. Like we had homies from Kitchen Crip, we had homies from Rolling 40s, we had where else? Rolling 30s, some Insanes, and that was on the second floor. And oh yeah, and where else? Where else? Yeah, Rolling 20 Bloods. Like it was always. And then when we would go eat, sometimes they would come hang out with them, and we would go hang out with them. So it was real chill, bro. So as on some gang shit, it was cool. On some family shit, when I was growing up, when I was younger, it was hard because my dad's side of the family didn't accept my mom at all, just because she was black. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that, but I didn't really get to experience that because by the time I was born, they accepted me as one of their own in the Mexican side of the family. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my mom really experienced that way more so than I did personally. You know what I mean? So I really haven't experienced anything like that. Like, yeah, it was all cool.
So I also want to get into your musical aspirations. So knowing you personally, I know you're not just just a rapper, right? You've dove into a lot of other things, but what got you into wanting to pursue music, right? Because you just mentioned that you did a little bit of acting when you were younger. So what got you into music, like your influences, your aspirations?
I want to say just my experiences and not knowing where to express myself, right? So like if you've been through a lot, right, or if you just been through different trials and tribulations as a kid and growing up, and you've been through the gang culture, not just the gang culture, but just not having money, being broke, having to sleep in families' houses and being homeless and shit like that. There's no other way to possibly get out your frustration if you're not wise enough to know other outlets that are available to you as a young black Mexican man or whatever the case would be. So a lot of motherfuckers don't know that. Like there's yoga,
Yeah.
there's prayer. Like if you want to be Muslim, then be Muslim. Like all we knew was like, let's smoke some weed, let's drink some drink, let's fuck with some hoes.
Yeah.
Oh, you said no cursing. Let's go rock with some girls. Um, and that was pretty much all we had, narrow-mindedly speaking. And a lot of the homies was either on drugs or let's go beat up some enemies. Like let's go find some enemies to go beat up. Let's go start a problem. Let's go to the enemies, do what we got to do. And that's how we kind of like alleviate a lot of the problems that we have. But as you start to get older, you start to get wiser, you start to see that you have a talent and you're uncovering that talent. I started to realize like, no, you know what? Music. So I started making music and it was just good. And I would get out my pain. And it was like every time I would come out with a song about what I've been through, it would just be done, bro. Like I would
So what age did that start?
shit, man. I mean, I started writing music maybe 16, but I didn't take it serious. 18, we
Yeah.
was doing music, but 18, we was just rapping to rap. I want to say as soon as like 2017, that's when I really start giving the people like my pain and what I've been through and things that I've seen and also party bangers as well and shit like that. And that was my therapy. I go to the studio, I would feel a certain way, go to the studio, let that motherfucker out, and it feel like you just let a demon out, bro. Like, like you just took the biggest poop and you just got it out your system, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you feel me? So yeah, bro. So yeah. It was one of those types of things, bro.
Prota-C, your camera's so much better now. Ask a question, bro. Ask.
Man, so like what were your biggest hardships as an artist?
Um, Comparing my success to other people's success and comparing my journey to another man's journey, and that was probably one of the biggest things. Because I would look at other people and I'd be like, why are they X, A, B, and C, and I'm still D, E, F? Not knowing that I
Yeah.
still got to do this, that, and the other to get to, and not knowing that my own journey is, and then I would be downplaying my accolades, and I would be
Yeah.
downplaying my tribulations and my celebrations because other people were having their celebrations, honestly speaking, right? So it's like I know I've accomplished a vast amount of things. Sometimes I would look at somebody else's achievements and I'll be like, damn, why that ain't happen for me? But if you sit back and you really kind of chill and reminisce and just be appreciative of what you've done as an artist, you'll never have that mindset again. But that was one of the most challenging things for me as an artist that I feel like I dealt with, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I hear you for sure.
Yeah,
What? So, who would be like your biggest influence in hip hop? This wasn't on the list. It's just for me,
yeah,
because I'm a YeloHill fan. I've been since before LA is not safe.
yeah.
I know that your career really skyrocketed after that. But what was your biggest influence in your music, in any genre, of course?
Yeah. For sure, for sure. Like, I mean, I'm gonna say Nipsey for the first part for sure. Like, I didn't think that it was possible for me to become an artist until Nipsey because he was just that close.
Yeah, yeah,
Close to home. He was right down the street. He was from a different hood, but he was like a lot of the shit he been through and what he's done reminded me of myself. I was like, this nigga got Rick Ross and dating Megan, Lauren, what's her name? Lauren London, and
Lauren London, yeah,
he got businesses and shit. Like this nigga is inspiring. Like nigga, it's not like when you seen Wiz Khalifa and French Montana in that era.
Yeah.
That era,
yeah,
I was looking
yeah,
at them. I was looking at them like, oh, there's just no way. Not for me. For me, that's how I looked at, because them niggas was so far out and I couldn't relate to them niggas. Because French Montana was way out over in New York selling coke. I never done that, bro. And then Wiz Khalifa was just like a star to me. When I seen that nigga tattoos, tall, big smoking, I was like, this nigga's a star. But when I seen Nipsey intertwined with that circle, and I was like, Nipsey from LA, rolling 60s. I'm like, bro, I'm from Marvin Gangsta. Like I'm talented. And then that's what kind of kickstarted me into, you feel me, going to like that. That's
yeah,
what was my biggest influence, bro. Like, period. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was him for sure. Even Tupac had a lot of star power to me. I was like, nigga, I can never be Tupac, because I didn't know cuz like that. But when you know people from that come from where you kind of come from, same areas and same rag, same shit like that, it's like, oh, I can do this shit too, bro.
yeah. And I can hear the influence as well,
Yeah,
in your music. So for sure, myself too. He's definitely my biggest influence.
yeah.
Um, so have you had? I mean, I'm sure you've worked with tons of artists, bro. Have you had, a situation that you look back on that you're like, man, I wish I wouldn't have worked with them? What was your hardest experience with an artist?
Hardest experience with an artist? Um, shit. That's a good one, bro. I haven't really had any hard experiences with artists. I think I got turned off to certain artists when it was like time for me to like I used to want features from a lot of different people, right? Then I would meet niggas in person and I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm cool, bro. And then you know what I mean? I'll be like, I'm not really tripping like that anymore. That's more so maybe like a challenge that was there for me more so than anything. Like having an experience with an artist where I'm like, it was challenging. I can't, yeah, there was really nothing. It was pretty much easy. Sugar Free was a breeze. Lecrae was amazing.
Yo, your bodies of work with Lecrae and Sugar Free are amazing. I gotta say, like that was amazing. That was a side of you that I think the world needed to see. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I just gotta I gotta tip my hat to that. That video with Lecrae was amazing.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man.
So if you had a convo with yourself 20 years ago,
Yeah.
the child version of you,
Yeah.
what would you say? And do you think you'd be happy where today's version of you is?
Yeah, I would be, bro. I asked God for everything that I have right now, bro. Like I literally asked him for this. And it was the bare minimum, and it wasn't the bare minimum, but I asked God for like three things. I said, God, please just make me financially stable. Bring me up in the music career. I really want to be an artist. And I want a nice girlfriend that I could just have my own spot with. That was the three things. That's all I wanted, bro. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh, I want a fat ass Rolls Royce and big Cuban links and chains, and oh, I want this, that, and the other, and duh. You know what I'm saying? It was just that. Like it was more so just that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely am where I feel like I needed to be. We can always be our worst critics, right? And we can always be like, you know what? And critique yourself a little too much where you're like, but I wish I was this, and I would like, because there's a lot of things that I still wish and I hope and I pray for that of course I wish I was in a bigger spot. Everybody wants a bigger chain, a bigger spot, a bigger whip. You always gonna strive for more if you have that hunger in you, right? But I could definitely say like everything that I asked for and where I seen myself 10 years ago, I'm right there. Of course I wanted more, but you got to keep working for more, you know?
Yeah, it's one of them things. You make it to 21, you're like, cool. You make it to 30, you're like, cool. Like it's an accomplishment every time. So like, I
Yeah,
hear you, bro.
yeah,
So also I got one more question that's not on the list that I'm just curious about. Like I said, I've always been like, when I heard you, I was already sold on it. You feel me? But
yeah,
hearing that you were so tapped into acting from an early age. I'm
Yeah.
just curious, is that something that you ever gonna tap back into? And if so, like, where can we find it?
Yeah, niggas for sure doing that. I just posted on my Instagram story before I got on this call with y'all. I was like, who does headshots? Because I'm about to get my headshots done for acting. I'm gonna get my girls' headshots done for modeling. So I'm gonna get my shit cracking again, just from the ground up. Because nigga, if you wait on, my thing is like, I've been asking different people about how could I had a home. I don't know if you've seen the show Mayans.
I have.
So Richard Cabral, he took a liking to me, and we did some music, we did some songs. And I always would ask, because I'm like, bro, like we did music, like how I get into the acting. Let me do the, how do I get to my foot in the door with the whoopty whoop and da 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 da. And he would kind of like, he would tell me, but then he kind of wouldn't, and I'll be trying to ask cuz for shit, and I'm like, damn, cuz, like just put me in the right position, put me in the right, but it would never really work out. So my thing is that when I say that, and it's no shade to him, because that's that's still bro, but it's like you gotta just do this shit yourself, nigga. You gotta do this shit yourself, because if you don't and you just allow life to go on, it's never gonna happen, because you're just gonna be wishing on a star, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm more so on that type of vibe where I'm like, nigga, I'm finna take headshots and all that shit, man.
Hell yeah. So you looking into TV series, movies, all of it, huh?
All that shit, bro, for sure. I want to do that 50 Cent shit. I want to get on his shit.
Yeah, no more BMF, huh?
Hey,
Yeah.
he say he's smoking on that Gotti. He's smoking on
That
that
nigga
Gotti.
stupid. Hey, I'm gonna keep it real though. Like, I don't even get into all that, because I'm gonna keep it real. Like, Irv Gotti is one of my. I don't call nobody my idol except for Jesus, but like somebody I looked up to as like a. I don't even know what he was. He was a chairman of Murder Inc., but he was like a music producer and like a manager
He's
and
a
a
business
CEO.
mogul.
He was a mogul for sure. I mean, I'm
Irv
not.
Gotti is like, nigga, I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. Like, I
He
was
also,
playing more Ja Rule than 50 Cent when I was in middle school.
well, he also found DMX.
Here you go.
You
But I
feel
was
me?
playing more Ja. I love 50 Cent. I had G Unit sneakers, G Unit everything, G Unit to the socks, nigga.
I think they were saying he found Jay-Z, and he's a big, like, he's a lot of business moguls in the game in
Right,
himself too. Like he was just one of them ones.
right,
Yeah,
right.
the beef with Eminem and 50, he didn't win. He didn't win, but
Yeah,
still
no, for
respected.
sure. No.
Still respected.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure, for sure. Yeah, me personally, my nigga, when I was in middle school and high school, I was playing all the Ja Rule shit, nigga. That was the fly summer shit to play. 50 Cent was when, nigga, I was thugging, like, nigga, I'm about to go run in somebody's crib. You feel me? I'm playing the gangster shit for 50, but Ja Rule, nigga, he was that nigga.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Yeah, and until he wasn't. So
Until
He
he,
said until he was.
yeah, until he wasn't. I don't know, man. I'm the complete opposite. Unless it's always on time. Unless it's that and something else.
Man, he had Thug Lovin', Mesmerized, What's
Right,
Love.
like,
I mean,
Look. You gotta understand this, right? I was the fly light skinned nigga walking through with the earrings, the double tall tees, pink on the pink white shirt.
he
Feel
ain't
me?
gonna
Fly.
understand that. The drip.
So niggas like me was playing the girl shit. Always on time.
yeah.
G Unit though, that's when of course I'm playing G Unit, because G Unit had the hits for the ladies too, but I was playing 50 Cent on some gangster shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, man, I just was always a Dre, Eminem fan, 50 Cent fan. So, it's like there's certain artists, bro, because you and I have a friendship, you know what I'm saying? There's certain artists I won't book, I won't play,
Yeah.
just because you and I have that friendship. I've never met 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? But
No, I
I'm
fuck with
not,
50 Cent though. No, I fuck with 50 Cent. I want to fuck with him. I'm a big fan of 50 Cent.
yeah, but you know what? You know, it's like you said. I mean, the only person I idolize too, man, is Jesus Christ. But we smoking on that Gotti pack. I'm smoking
This
on that
nigga
Gotti pack.
stupid, bro.
Yeah,
Watch
50.
this
If you
thing
seen
is
it,
James
if you
does,
seen
watch
this,
what
bro.
James does with the watch what James does with the title. James the Juggernaut says he's smoking that Gotti pack. YeloHill fires back.
Prota-C and YeloHill fire back.
That's the type of
Well,
nigga James is. James is funny, bro.
I know.
bro, look at. I'm just saying, look at his career. Look at 50s, bro. Ja Rule gets booked out here for $20,000 of shows. Barely sells 1,000 tickets. 50 cents doing stadiums.
50 Cent is way more successful. Don't get me wrong, bro. I could go down the list. Want to Get to Know You by G Unit. Ghetto
Smile.
Quran. Ghetto Quran. Shit that some niggas ain't even heard before. Like, I was listening to 50 Cent's mixtapes before he was even really bubbling and shit. 21 Questions, of course. Not even Candy Shop, but Best Friend. The shit he did with Lloyd Banks and Young Buck. Like, nigga, I'm a G Unit head. I love G Unit. So I'm never going to compare them niggas. I just wanted to give Irv Gotti his props. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because I like them both. So I'm not choosing those sides type shit. I love Ja Rule. I love 50 Cent. Nigga, if I'm feeling fly and I want to go to the beach, I'm playing Ja Rule. If I'm getting fresh and I'm going to like a ballroom dance or something like that, we drinking Ace of Spades, I'm playing 50 Cent.
Right.
Period.
So yeah, to move on from that, you know, because we can speculate that the entire time we're supposed to do this interview.
Yeah.
So I just got off an interview with my boy Mario Castellini. And I'm gonna go ahead and just mute you guys. So there's that, and then just unmute. So the thing is, it took him a long time to get financially stable as a musician, right? And so my question to you is this: let me go ahead and yeah. So my question is you is this, bro? You're what, early 30s, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Man, I don't even know.
Yeah. Okay. You is.
I don't know what I am. No, I don't know. I don't know what I am. I gotta look at my birth certificate again.
Yeah, them crow's feet see something else. Anyways, no, Doug, what I'm saying. no, but my point is because we all in our 30s, bro.
Yeah.
Is you know, you've been at this, would you say aspiring to really make this happen for what, 10 years, 5 years, 10 years?
What do you say it again?
You've been aspiring to be where you're at now and even bigger for what, the last 5-10 years?
That's fair to say, yeah.
And so with you popping up and doing, you know, because you've had consistency the last couple of years, right? And doing the things with sugar free, and then Lecrae was a big one for you. The overnight success, and now you have the jewelry popping, you know, the overnight success, would you agree that overnight success takes 10 years?
I mean, it's hard to tell, bro.
Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm asking? I
get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Because you could either take it literally or we could take it the way you're saying it. Because somebody could actually make a song and become an actual overnight success.
Correct.
And then somebody like me, it could look like it was an overnight success to a certain degree. But you said the question is would you're asking if I agree with that?
Yeah, so the ideology behind it, because you know we're both Christians, right? So it says that God takes a day, he looks at a day as the same way he looks at a year, and he looks at a year the same way that you look at a day. So and what I posted on social media was something like, you know, when I was doing drugs and alcohol, and every day I could have taken the chance to stop, but I didn't. And I built my promo company within like 5 years and got to a point to where I was killing it, you know, because I had racks. When you're out here, you know that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And pissed it all away because I chose cocaine and alcohol. And so what I did daily turned into where I ended up in that year, right? So would you agree that, you know, that what you do, and this is probably going off a tangent, but what you do, like basically what I'm asking is what you do every day, do you think that will contribute to being an overnight success? Like we're doing the same thing, like working hard, having consistency, having positive, positive actions and positive behaviors. Do you think that contributes, which, you know, it kind of answers itself to being overnight, what people would consider being overnight success?
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
And so what would that entail for YeloHill? What is your daily regimen for success? Like where you were last year and the year before is not where you're at now. So it's like, what about, because we've had personal conversations, dog. Like, where you've had, all artists have had low moments. Like what has been the defining factor to have you keep going, bro? Because you know what I'm saying? Like what keeps you going, and what's the drive behind YeloHill on the daily to keep pushing this music?
It's a young man sport, bro. So I'm inspired, and I stay following all the young acts and the middle-aged acts, and I love going on my Instagram dashboard and just looking at shit, and it's good to be on there for reasons to, just put that battery pack back in you and keep you on your shit, right? So like,
Yeah.
to a certain degree, like, I feel like staying in it, staying fresh, reinventing yourself, refreshing your brand, re-strategizing, and just going back in for the kill, right? Another thing is that when you're in this shit, bro, you realistically have to put yourself and everything that you're doing first.
Yeah.
If you don't, and you allow all of these other distractions, it could be your girlfriend, bro. It could be your family, your own mother, your own flesh and blood. It could be anything. If you allow any of that to overpower your drive and your success and your goals, get the hell out of it, because you can't, bro. You have to put yourself first. And then when you put yourself first, everybody else in your family, everybody else around you is going to reap the benefits and the fruits of your labor when you do so. So you have to be mean at first. You have to be direct. You have to stay on top of your shit. And it may not be a popular thing for a lot of people to even hear, right? It's like, oh man, fuck that. But you got to do that. So I feel like what defines me and my success moments, and what differentiates me and a lot of other artists, is that no matter what, I'm going to stay in the studio. I'm going to stay putting out a record. I'm going to stay active with music no matter what. I'm not going to let life tsunami me down. I'm going to be that motherfucker I'm going to be that person that
Yeah.
creates a yacht in the Pacific Ocean while everybody's just on the river raft.
Is that dreamer's disease?
It's the dreamer's disease. You got to have the dreamer's disease. If you don't have the dreamer's disease, if you're not infected, you might need to go somewhere to get infected right now.
Yeah.
You got to believe your delusion until your delusion becomes an illusion and it creates no confusion.
Yeah. So my next question is this. So you've been at this 5-10 years. When did it start becoming lucrative? When did you start making money?
2018.
2018. Okay.
Barely.
So what? 6-7 years ago?
About 6-7 years ago, yeah.
And so how much work and how much failure did you have to deal with before you got to that point?
Oh, all kind of shit. I mean, I could go on and on. We don't have to go into too much detail, but let's just say I had an EBT card, a bus pass. My studio was way in Burbank. I lived in West LA. That's a 2-hour bus ride over there just to get 2 hours that I could barely afford when I had $60 to my pocket. You could just only imagine other shit that I had to do during the course of that time.
So pursuing music full time and trying to make a living off of it, when did you get to a point to where you no longer had to work a job?
2021, 2020, 2021.
And so what was that defining moment then? Like, what was it to where, like, because what were you doing? Because I know you did an interview with Ramon or Romain or whatever the lettuce guy's name is.
You talking about that Harry Potter looking nigga? Yeah.
Yeah. So where you guys had a good story about basically your history. But
Yeah.
what job were you doing before you're like, yo, man, I'm done. This YeloHill stuff's paying off.
Selling Kush packs, going up and down north, up north, coming back down up north, hustling. But Like the last job I had, James, was Shakey's Pizza, bro. And that was even before I even started music. You understand what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my last actual job was Shakey's Pizza. Like, um, yeah, like my actual, and then I had jobs like here and there, like where I'm like, okay, maybe I just want something so I can have something on paper. Because when you're signed, when you have a distribution and you're not signed as an artist, you don't get a 401k, you don't get a retirement plan, you don't get any of that shit. A lot of niggas don't know that. But you
Yeah.
don't get any of that when when you have a distribution through a company. You don't get dental, you don't get any of that. So I've even picked up jobs even being a musician right now, like maybe even a year ago, where it's like I don't get those benefits. I need to have something on paper where I can get those types of benefits as a grown man, nigga.
Yeah.
Because if I don't do that, and I'm gonna have to come out of pot, and it's stupid, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but to answer your question, bro, yeah, my last job where I needed to work a job, bro, was Shakey's Pizza, and then I just sold Kush. I was just a hustler, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And so as far as the finances goes, so we had a conversation a while back about you making a allotted amount every month through whatever deal that you have right now, correct?
Not really, bro. I mean, not the deal, but yeah, with
Well,
other stuff.
yeah,
Other
sure.
stuff
Well,
with everything, yeah, with all other
sure.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
And so, well, I'm not exactly trying to disclose how much because it's nobody's damn business.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
what I'm saying is so you have a distribution deal, you have a record deal. What are you currently in right now?
I'm a free agent, independent artist that works as an independent contractor with various companies to accumulate revenue, and we off of formulas that we created.
Yeah, because that answered that.
Yeah,
No, okay, so
if you break that down, it answers
okay.
it.
Well, so do you because you're one of the first artists who told me about it. Like, do you put yourself in a position to where you do projects for like labels or independents to where they cash you out a certain amount and then they get all that? Because we've had a conversation about that. So
Yeah,
how does that look? Can you break that down? Because I had one of my prior interviews today. He works for Strange Music, works for Tech Nine directly. And the way he broke it down is that he gets a set amount up front and he gets 50% of the publishing as a producer.
right,
So they'll
right.
give him, so like, he'll get like a rack or two racks up front, and then he gets the 50% of the publishing for life. He actually produced a record for Kevin Gates, Snow the Product, Joey Cool, and Tech Nine, and they have to split up 50% while he gets another 50%. So they're all getting like 10, where he's still getting 50. So do you do deals like that? How does that look for YeloHill?
I do deals like that. Yeah, I have. I've done it where I make 40 racks or 60 racks or 100 racks or some shit like that. Yeah, I'll do that shit for sure. Exactly how you explained it.
Okay. And
Yeah.
is that kind of like your bread and butter right now as an artist, where because you're always in the studio and you drop a lot of projects.
Yeah.
So are those projects, excuse me, are those projects independents, or those like, okay, Joe Blow says he's gonna drop me a 30 piece and I'm gonna do like 10 songs real quick. And
And he gets the rights to it.
yeah.
Yeah, I've done those before for sure because it comes so easy to me. Then I also have my distribution that I make money from with like just my catalog in general before I met Joe Blow and Joe Dirt.
Yeah. And Joe. And so as far as the catalog, and look, Hill, what I'm trying to do is
Yeah.
with these interviews is I want to break this shit down. And I know I discussed, I want to break this stuff down for people who don't know,
Yeah.
and I just feel like because you've gotten to a point of success, man, there's a lot of people who have wasted talent to where they're doing a bunch of stuff to where they may get a couple $100 for a feature, or
Yeah.
they may get some money for a show, but they're not actually understanding the business. And so that's why I'm asking these questions, because I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of people don't talk about that
Yeah.
because there's so many different ways. Like you could sell your catalog. You could sell your catalog like,
Yeah.
to where this person gets access to this money for 10 years and then you get
Yeah.
it back,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted the insight on that from your perspective.
Yeah,
Because
you could always do that. There's a lot of ways to get money through this shit for sure.
okay. Okay, what's some of the pitfalls of being an artist, an independent artist? Like, what's the most money you've lost being an artist, and why?
I haven't really lost that much, to be honest with you, as an art, because I'm really frugal. I could be somewhat Jewish with my bread, bro. I could be like super careful to the point I would never put myself in a position. Um,
Yeah, but it does happen.
it
Yeah.
happens. I mean, I started with a company called Diggs Management. They the
Okay.
homies and shit like that. But when I
Okay.
was working with Diggs Management and shit, I wasn't seeing a dollar. I wasn't seeing any type of money or anything like that. And then Gentry Salvatore, which is my manager for Empire, he came and he got me and he put me in a position to make money. Right. So he helped me get a lot of the money that I wasn't getting back. And he helped me put me in a position where I would just submit music through Empire. I
Mhm.
built my catalog up and you would get X amount of dollars each time. And then I kicked up enough dust and I made a lot of noise and I got a lot of notoriety to the point where they offered me a deal. So the deal was like, okay, we're gonna give you, let's just for instance, we're gonna give you $6,000 up front. Then we have 6,000 for your beats, and then another 6,000 for marketing, and then 6,000 for travel when you come to Empire up in San Francisco.
So
Right?
24,000.
Right. Just in general, like that was just a number I'm just
Yeah,
thinking.
no. But I'm just trying to, so it'd be something like a 24,000. So is that like their way of giving you like a small budget for like a small, okay.
Like a starter pack to see where you would go, and then if it does well, you would redo the deal, and then now it'll be 10,000. Then it'll be 15. Then you make a $20,000 deal, and then you keep. It's just like consignment. It's like the crack game, bro. Somebody gives you a fucking dime sack or something like that, and you take that on consignment and you flip that. You flip it until you start getting bigger and bigger to the point where now you could just be on your own and make money off of your own catalog, and you don't have to take any more deals unless you want to redo or revisit those deals. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
that was me. I was blessed enough to be in that type of position. I never had to be the person that's like, fuck, I need people to, or excuse me for cussing.
Yeah.
I need to be somebody that needs to make a noise right now, right? Like, so if you're an artist that literally has no noise and no buzz, no notoriety or clout, you will make people will lose way more money doing that because it's like you're taking a chance on yourself. You may have to put 10, 15 grand just into yourself to maybe see a microscopic amount of result. But that's the name of the game, bro. It's Jeopardy. It's a casino. This isn't like construction, or this isn't like you're a camp counselor or a doctor where you have a set salary that you're signing up for because you went to a 4-year university for it. No,
Right.
this is for the high rollers. This is Robert De Niro, bro. This
Yeah.
isn't McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my story, me personally. But yeah, it'll cost some cheese, bro. It'll cost some bread for sure. For sure.
Okay. So I'm gonna end it. We're gonna tell towards the tail end, man. Well, I don't know about recently, but at least through our friendship and through social media, you've shown a lot of spiritual growth.
Yeah.
Um, as impactful as Christ has been in your life, can you explain that journey? Why you've become so open about being Christian, and what that's, because that's really, honestly, bro, like that, I'm like, everything you're saying I already know, but I wanted to give insight for people who don't, because I mean that's what I'm trying to do here as far as the music stuff goes. But as far as your walk with God, like what is, what brought you there, and what has it done for you?
Um, I feel like I took God and Jesus for granted when I was younger coming up. I didn't really, I always had it rooted in me by my mom, bro. Like she
Mm.
always told me about God. She always told me about Jesus. I would go to several churches with her. I would be bored. I didn't care, bro. Of course, I knew that God and Jesus Christ was my Lord and Savior, but I didn't really take it as serious as I take it now. Um, it wasn't until I really started diving into that realm of like destruction where I was like selling stuff I wasn't supposed to sell or doing
Yeah.
things I wasn't supposed to do, to where there were situations that occurred that were life and death situations where something could have happened to me and it didn't, because I know my mom always told me to call it Jesus. I didn't know who else to call to except for Jesus when these things happen to me. So it'll be a situation where like something in the street and I was supposed to get killed. And I'm like, Jesus, please just help me. And it doesn't, and I'm fine, and he saves me. Or the police is behind me or something like that, and I got like 15, 20 packs in the trunk or something like that, and I'm like, Jesus, please just get me woo. Then nothing happens. That wasn't enough of a learning curve. I feel like I started to have nightmares, and I started to see gnomes and goblins and demons in my sleep when I would go to sleep, and I would be attacked like physically by entities when I was like, coming up, especially in the streets heavy. And I would always call to Jesus Christ and be like, get this away from me. Like,
with that being said though, are you gonna get more back into the non-secular music, YeloHill?
You mean like you mean like make Christian rap, Christian music?
Yeah. Are you gonna tap back into that realm? Because I feel like that was just a side of you that I enjoyed, and I know if I enjoyed it, the world did as well. There's a lot of people that like you mentioned Nipsey earlier. You're like, oh, I see somebody like me walked a similar path.
Yeah.
So like when you make music like that, it's so powerful because it's like, man, we walked a similar path. If he can do it, I can, right? Not just with the music. I'm talking with life in general.
Yeah.
So like, is that something that you see yourself getting back into?
Oh yeah, no, for sure, definitely.
I can't wait.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
I can't wait.
No, man, for real. Definitely got to, man. It's that path, and that that's that path you got to walk on at the end of the day. But I would do it more so like, how like Nip did it, almost like Nip said, when he did Victory Lap, he said, I put my right hand in Jesus, like stuff like that, where you kind of hint him in there, and then you transcend the fan base into them like organically, instead of me being like trying to like just instantly convert them and just go cold turkey on them. You got to kind of just hint them in that direction, because that's how you do things in general anyways, right? Like, say somebody's trying to get you to join a gang or something, right? You're not just gonna be like, hey, bro, join 7th Street right now. Like, no, I'm gonna have to drink with the nigga. He probably gonna want to party with me. He gonna want to see how tough I am. See if there's people, if he was gonna want to look up to me. So there's certain ways and there's certain strategies that you do, especially as an artist, where you kind of lead them in a very, very peculiar type of way to where it's digestible, as opposed to just like, you know what I'm saying? Blasted it in their face.
I think that was well put with the Nipsey Hussle reference, the right hand of God. I think that was well put. I think more artists need to get to that, because they get so caught up in the secular world, and they get, you know what I'm saying? So it's dope that artists like yourself, are paving a way for artists like me, to show that anybody can do that. So Nipsey showed that, and I hope it just keeps on developing and more keeps popping out. So I can't wait to see it.
I appreciate you, bro. Honestly, that means a lot, for real.
All right, man. So we can wrap it up. Right. What you got going on, man? What's coming up in the next couple of months? The summer's cracking. Do you have any new music coming out? New music videos? Like, what's
I know you're gonna be at some car shows.
Yeah, just music videos, car show. I'm just gonna flood, bro. I just been staying quiet, got the music coming, and no projects, just all singles, just giving y'all just hit, boom, just, you know what I'm saying? That's it.
Yes, sir. All right, bro. Hey, Prota-C, you want to do the outro?
Yo, you with the Northwest Jukebox here with James The Juggernaut and Prota-C. We appreciate YeloHill coming out and blessing us, man. Can't wait to hear the new music is coming out. Hopefully some new movies. You brought up headshots and stuff. So again, shout out YeloHill to James The Juggernaut. I'm DJ Prota-C on Northwest Jukebox.
All right, y'all get the fuck off my Zoom now.
I love this dude. I'll see
Hey,
y'all.
Appreciate you, big bro.